Hi, my name is Fiona Thomas. I am a freelance author and content writer. I've been freelance since around about 2016, been full-time for a couple of years, and the reason I got into it was because a couple of reasons really. I suffer from depression and anxiety. I had a breakdown in 2012, and that was when I was in traditional employment. It became pretty obvious pretty quickly that traditional workplace wasn't going to be that conducive to me taking care of my mental health or prioritising my mental health. So I knew that getting into a job where I could be more flexible with my hours and control my own workload would be beneficial. So that was always in the back of my mind. And also I just didn't have the experience to be hired as a staff writer anywhere. I didn't study English at university. I didn't have any experience working in newspapers or magazines or with agencies, so I went out on my own and just made my own opportunities really. I've actually written a book called Depression in a Digital Age, and that's all about mental health and social media, so well-being is very much top of my agenda. So IPSE research has found that female freelancers are more likely to feel isolated than men. I've definitely found isolation to be an issue, but interestingly it's just not one that I thought would be a problem for me. I'm an introvert by nature, and having gone from working in a really busy customer service environment in traditional employment, that's what I used to do. I was really excited to be working on my own, really excited to have no one else to answer to. But after about 6 months, I realised that it wasn't really healthy. Even though it was more enjoyable than being in a customer-focused environment, it certainly was having a negative effect on my mental health. So I just made it my mission to try and find other freelancers in my area. So using social media, I found out who I already followed in my area that happened to be freelance, and just reached out to them and said, hey, do you want to go for a coffee? Do you want to do a bit of co-working together? Also just asking them advice, like, oh, how should I deal with this tricky client, or this is what I've been offered as payment, like, do you think this is reasonable? Should I ask for more? Like, having that support network was really important to me and continues to be really important to me. I think the reason that women maybe feel it more is just that, I don't want to stereotype, I feel like women more openly talk to colleagues and stuff, and like we tend to make friends at work, and we just like to talk about how we're feeling and what we're going through, and really enjoy that process and thrive in that environment of having people to bounce ideas off and have a little bit of a rant too. So when that's taken away, it can be kind of scary and difficult to navigate, like all these complicated issues and stumbling blocks that you come up against as a freelancer that you've never ever really trained for. So having people that you can talk to about those things is really important. And yeah, to overcome that, I've just tried everything really. Tried to, like I said, reach out on social media to the people that I know that are freelancers. I've also set up my own co-working groups. Whenever I'm really struggling, I'll just put like an event on Eventbrite and say, here's some co-working in this space, and get people to come along. I also try and attend as many events as possible, and go on my own if I don't have anyone to go with, and just get talking to people. It doesn't even need to be freelancing events. It can just be like an event that I actually want to go to, like a panel event or a training session. Like, you just don't know who you're going to get talking to, and if you go to one of these things in your local area, you're more likely to meet people that then you can kind of catch up with on a regular basis. Facebook groups are amazing as well, just for that quick kind of feedback on a question that you've got, or maybe someone's behaved in a certain way and you're like, it doesn't feel quite right, but I'm not sure, am I overreacting? Facebook groups are great to get that kind of hive mind, like you get instant feedback from a lot of people, which is great. My advice for other female freelancers when it comes to looking after your well-being would be make it a priority and write it in the diary. Figuring out what's good for your well-being is a really personal thing, so it's up to you to kind of track your own moods and track when you feel good and when you feel not so good, when you feel you're being productive, when you feel like you're really struggling to get up in the morning. Like, don't beat yourself up about those moments, but be aware of them and try and put on your kind of analytical brain and figure out, well, why is it that I was really productive in that coffee shop but I'm not so productive when I'm at home, and analyse that. And just, you know, the great thing about being freelance is that you can, within reason, kind of mould and shape your workplace and your day and what times you work. So if you don't work well before 9 o'clock, then don't force yourself to get up and work at that time. Trim your working hours and start at 10 and finish at 4. You know, you might even get more done in that space of time as opposed to forcing yourself to get up before you need to. So yeah, I would say try and be analytical and self-aware of the peaks and troughs of your happiness and your sadness and your emotions, and analyse your behaviours around that and try and make connections. So for example, I found that my anxiety is really bad when I have coffee in the morning. It sounds like coffee in the morning is like the obvious thing to do, right? But I was finding my anxiety was getting really bad, so I thought I'll switch out my morning coffee to green tea, and it just had almost an instant effect on my mood. And I found that now if I want a coffee, I'll have it in the afternoon when I'm getting kind of tired, but actually I'm kind of happy to just have decaf now. So little things like that, like just keeping an eye on what works and what doesn't for you, and don't beat yourself up about not falling into the like traditional routine of what you think it means to have a successful working day.